Right, we should be live. Let's check Twitch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hello, stream.
Boop. Thank you, Robert, for the sub.
Anytime.
6 months already? Damn.
Yeah. Fucking out here, dude.
Yeah. Hang on.
Yeah.
I think your badge should have changed now. Cause 6 months is the next tier of badge. In chat.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Alright. So who's in charge of the summary this week?
It is I.
Alright, so Segas, hit us up with that summary of what happened last time on Rise of the
Okay.
Runelords.
Excellent. So the first thing the party did is we basically tied up loose ends with the tower and we all went on some shopping and kind of buckled in because we knew we were going to be heading off with the paladins to haunt the Devil of Sandpoint. So we met up at the bar, met up with the paladins, and we had a couple drinks, and then they were like, we're gonna get up at like 3 in the morning, and we're like, oh god, that sounds awful. But then we did, so that was a success. So we are traveling with the paladins it's a couple days journey. The travel went over pretty smoothly with one kind of big exception. We made camp near this wishing well, and we all started throwing coins in the well because why not, and it'd be fun. And then Sigis threw a coin that glowed, and it fell a long, long way, and then it revealed this massive hive of humanoids, like all scrambling down there. So that was a huge pile of nope that everyone was like, no, we don't want to deal with that. So of course we just kept throwing more shit into the well. At some point, Robin threw himself into the well and was like strolling down there. And the entire party then basically shit itself and then scrambled to try and preemptively rescue him. But he's sauntering down. And then like he's kind of walking down, and just when he's like, hey, this isn't so great, he almost gets like shivved by Gollum, and then he starts running up while like things are kind of seeming to crawl up the well after him. But he gets out, and so that was good. Didn't need any of our planning to survive. And then we have a discussion and tries to convince the party that we should exterminate the hive. We kind of decide that this is solidly in the domain of not our problem right now. And we continue on without much sleep because there's, a well of terrifying monsters down there. But that all turns out fine. So we have been tracking the demon. We come to its lair, and it's kind of craggy and volcanous, it looks like. We send Rum to scout ahead, and he sees this big, rolling, angry cloud of smoke coming at us, and we're in this gully. So we run out to try and get onto some high ground so that we're not engulfed in this massive smoke cloud. And that's when the Beast of Sandpoint, which we had thought was a nightmare, but it looked like a nightmare, which is the flaming horse, jumps out and hits us all with a breath weapon. Most of the party just rolls with it. Sigis gets fucking buckled though, and he goes down. So after that, Paladins and Red charge forward and open a can of whoop-ass, with Robin kind of blocking the retreat off from behind. Silera is serenading us all, making some sweet battle music while hammering it off with some spells. Dorbin is making himself feeling awesomely felt. He's pumping the party with some buffs and mostly keeping us all alive, which is very much appreciated. Thank you. Sigis comes back because of bearded Mother Teresa, and then proceeds to hide behind Dorbin for the rest of the fight and handing out magical cocaine. Everyone gets really excited and very fast, and the can of whoop-ass intensifies. And the nightmare, which we have been shockingly have really turned the tables on, flees into this cave. So we all rush in after it. And in the cave, there's kind of this spiral down in the center. There's just this big, massive, roiling black smoke cloud. And we know that the monster's in there somewhere, and he's low on health. And so all the brave knights run in to try and finish it off. So there's fists and swords and axes kind of flailing everywhere. Everyone's trying to find this thing. And at one point, we got some hooves pounding these paladins. It's kind of hitting one person and then running away. And then at one point, Red is standing there and sees its face come right out of the smoke at it, and he goes, nope, and he slaps with the side of the blade and then sticks his sword right through his skull. And that was the end of the Devil Sandpoint. But unfortunately, as the smoke was beginning to clear, we realized that Marcus, one of the super awesome, very powerful paladins, has been fatally crushed beyond repair. And he is dead, and it is very sad. So we carry him out, and I think we decide to cut off the head of the nightmare as proof.
Yep.
We bring it back to town, and at that point, my recollection is a little fuzzy, but I think we got the hook of we were walking by a warehouse, and like a door was open, and it's just like filled with blood. So that is probably going to be a thing. But I'm not certain on that.
Very, very good job doing the summary for last week. Go ahead and take your D4.
Hey, if there's anything I missed or anything super awesome that people
So,
did,
so two things that you failed to mention was one, Robin went deeper into the lair of the creature and realized that beneath the devil's bladder is a access to some kind of volcanic chamber, and he almost inhales perhaps a little bit too much of that sulfur from the volcano. And the second thing, and this is going to be the tie-in into your today's session, as you were walking back towards town, you did indeed find the same warehouse you had seen on the way to the mountain. You spotted again, but this time the doors were slightly open, just enough that you can see the light from your torches and iron torches can be cast into the inside of this warehouse. And sure enough, the walls are painted, caked with blood, and inside there's a little bit of noise as the party sort of stops in front of this warehouse. So, what do you guys want to do?
Neat. Robin keeps walking.
Past the warehouse or
well,
into the warehouse?
Fast. Yeah.
I mean, I guess this is not a great camping site anymore.
Now, the question is, whatever did this, is it in there, or is it out here?
Well, I can hear some noises in there, but I really don't want to look in case it is in there, you know?
I'll do it.
No.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, better you than me, but at the same time, I don't really want you to die.
Good job.
Sigus, give me a perception check.
Sorry.
Yes.
Fair. I mean, that's literally what I'm here for.
Very dependable.
Red will
Perception.
draw his sword in this case as well, if we're doing
Alright, so
Roll.
Perfect.
so Sigus,
Seems
you
weird.
you start to concentrate as you expand your senses to reach out into the weave and try and perceive any kind of magical auras lingering in the area. You don't detect anything. Red, you said you were unsheathing your sword. Give me a perception check as well.
Yeah, he doesn't really trust the blood everywhere, so he wants to be ready at least if something is gonna happen.
Oh, one sec. My sheet's all weird. Did like skills change?
You're
Shit.
cursed.
Yeah, you
Right.
still.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Uh-huh.
All of us except for Red are still cursed.
Yep.
I'm not cursed.
Oh,
I'm not
but I
cursed.
mean,
Then I'll
everybody
just
who
roll.
failed to save is cursed.
Then I'll
Yeah.
just roll it too.
Biggest
so
has to
it's okay.
swim. He's going to die.
Alright, so
Let's-
so Red,
Again.
Yeah.
As you sort of take a step forward and stand next to Dorbin and Sigis, you unsheath your sword and you can hear a little bit of noise coming from inside, and it doesn't sound animal in nature. It sort of sounds like a whispering, almost like.
Red will be like, "Hey guys, whatever's in there sounds like it's talking.
Can you hear what it's saying?
No, I think I'd have to actually go in."
I will
Whispers.
stand next to him and also do perception.
Sure.
See if-
While you're doing that, roll me a reflex save.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's a good perception.
Yep.
Sorry,
It's a
you said
spell.
wow, so I was like, oh, I'll just pop
Yeah,
it.
no, but I wanted both of them. I need a perception followed by a reflex save.
Yes, sir.
Whoa!
Damn.
Well, she's
Damn.
going out of here.
Jesus.
So, as you sort of stand next to Red and Dorbin and try to peek in a little bit into the warehouse, past the doors that lay ajar, you catch the sound of a piece of wood cracking, and sure enough, you see the glint of metal moving towards you. And as you sort of sidestep out of the way, you see a barrel come out of the warehouse, followed by a stream of smaller barrels and other objects that are sort of pouring out of the warehouse. And you hear another crack of the wood, and you see, no, as that man is crying in pain from inside, and you can hear the voice becoming louder and louder.
Fuck. Well,
Alright,
it's our problem now.
Everybody
Run
group
in.
up, and I'm gonna cast communal protection from you.
Okay.
Okay.
Robin sort of puts his hands behind his head. He's like,
Is
alright,
it-
I guess we're
Is
doing
it
this,
evil
huh?
guy or is it guy in pain?
Well,
Or is it
I'm
yes?
assuming it's a guy in pain for now. So
Gotcha.
Yes.
everybody gets protection from evil but me.
Is it maybe the paladin that didn't make it?
No.
No, the paladin-
We are carrying him.
Yeah.
No,
Uh,
I mean like that came previously.
Oh, that's a very.
Oh.
That just
Oh.
disappeared.
I don't think so.
That's
This
not
is what
necessarily
happens
the
when
worst
you
thought.
re-listen to the full thing,
Yeah.
most of the full thing.
That was
You
also like
remember
8
things.
years ago, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
but he just disappeared.
Yeah.
Can
He could have been
we
cursed.
open the door? Is it like, can we get to the door to open it and kind of look in?
Sure, you can step up and open the door. All the way.
I don't really want to take a barrel to the face though, so like.
I'll do it.
carefully.
While
Alright.
you do that, I'm gonna take a step back and ready my bow.
Just to clarify, the barrels didn't come flying out the place. They were rolling out of the warehouse.
Oh, I thought they were being launched at us.
No.
No.
They-
Donkey Kong style?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
No.
holy shit.
Nope.
Real life video.
They,
No,
they
no,
just like
just-
rolled up.
yeah, just rolled uncontrollably out of the warehouse.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, okay. That's slightly better. Yeah. Red will pop at the door and kind of yell in. Hey, are you okay in there?
As you open the door and yell, "Hey, you see. Actually, do you have any source of light on you?
I do have my Ion torch.
Okay. Yeah. So the light from this small stone orbiting your head spreads through the room, and very quickly you spot a man whose clothes are absolutely covered in blood, and you can tell that there's some viscera hanging from his shoulder, and you can tell that he's got like some severe deeps. Hang on, I can speak English. Come on, I can do this. Some deep wounds on their torso and their lower abdomen, and he's sort of like turning around and goes, I can Help me, please.
Dorbin, you're needed.
Alright. I hustle in.
I'll cover you.
All right.
I'm like walking
mean,
slowly behind everyone.
I hustle into the room and see if I can tend to this man.
Sure. Give me.
Robin just got his hands behind his head, standing beside Stylera, just like watching.
Red'll kind of try to watch the corners of the room while Dorbin's doing that.
All right. Dorbin, give me a heal check.
This is gonna suck dick because of the curse, but we're out here. Oh,
That's pretty good.
Or not.
Oh fuck!
So as
Roll
you
an
as you
18.
approach the man and you sort of try and grab hold of him, he sort of grabs onto your shoulder, and you can tell that he's sort of in a panicked state as he's grabbing onto you. But you can tell that his strength is not what you would expect from someone looking as pale as they are. And as you're sort of
pale. Oh god.
and as you're trying to
It's a
get
vampire.
And as you're trying to get a good look at them, their eyes seem to be glossed over, almost like they've gone completely blind, and they are sort of grabbing onto you. Please, I need help. As they're sort of starting to grab onto your arm and putting another hand, trying to get another hand on your other shoulder and pull you in.
Do I know what's ailing him? Like, is it the gashes on his chest?
I mean,
why he's like.
What I will tell
dying or
you, what you do realize with that heal check is they have
He's not
they are ill. They have suffered a large amount of constitution damage. And whatever is ailing them is not natural in terms of what... It's not a natural disease.
Okay. I have nothing for this.
So Dorbin, are you trying to fend off the man, or are you gonna try and are you gonna let them pull you in and sort of grab hold of you?
Honestly, I was going to try to drag him out of the warehouse.
Okay.
If I don't see any reason that this would cause him to die, I would probably drag him out of the warehouse because I don't feel safe in this big ass warehouse.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know how they say that trying to save someone that's drowning is
Yeah.
mostly
Yeah.
dangerous
Yeah.
because the person drowning will drag you under.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is sort of grabbing onto you, and you feel this panicked movement as they are trying to hold on to you with both of their arms. And as they do, give me a perception check.
Alright. Again, this is probably going to suck dick because of the curse, but we'll see if I can roll high.
Do you
Yep.
want the other people
So-
in the warehouse to
so-
look as well?
No, this is
Okay.
specifically for Dorman. As he grabs hold of you, you can tell that they're sort of almost crushing you with the amount of strength they're putting into their arms, and you start to try and wrangle them outside of the warehouse, and as you get a good look at them, sort of trying not to get their stench on you, you can see that the wounds on their neck are pretty deep, as in almost like lethal level of deep. It looks like he has a bite mark on their shoulder that has cracked open their clavicle. And there's the stench of death on them, and as you cast
Oh,
your
no.
gaze deeper into the warehouse, you see that at one corner against the wall from where you're standing, you can see it. are 3 corpses strewn about in the floor. What's your CMD, Dorbin?
CMD is probably not high, honestly. 14.
Eh. So, as you realize this, it sort of takes you a moment to take all of the information in, and by the time you do, the man has sort of pinned you down, put all of their weight onto you, and pushed you, and it sort of you just realize that you are on the ground because your head hits the hard wooden floor. And I'm gonna need everyone to roll initiative.
Yeah.
Yep.
We need a map.
Yep, give me 1 second. I'm gonna drop the tokens. Fingers crossed that I did everything right, and we know that that is not the case.
No.
You have to click on your token.
Hang on.
I know.
He's like,
You
I
don't.
have no token, okay? He's doing his best.
Hey.
Sigus, Robin, and the
Also,
paladin
we have a
is
tracker.
outside. Oh, hang on.
And I can't see anything. I don't know if we're supposed to be able to.
Give me just 1 second. That's because I haven't
Oh, yeah,
properly
no
set up
worries.
the.
You need light.
Yep.
I can
Yeah,
see
I'm
the
on
entire
torch.
warehouse.
Dwarf.
Dark vision, dark vision, dark vision. Pop, pop, pop.
Yeah, I should also.
Oh,
Like,
you don't look pleasant at all.
I
No.
get dark too.
It's funny because I also still have strength damage.
Yeah, so do I.
Alright,
Hey,
let's get
you
that
think
that
we can
initiative
add some
up.
strength and con damage together? It's great.
Yeah. That's the
Nice
guy
roll,
that's
Solera.
Alright,
I wanted
I'm
to save my good rolls
missing
for,
Dorbin's
like,
roll.
Other thing.
Sorry. Perfect.
Nice.
Yeah.
Negative fucking
Nice.
Hey, you're saving your good rolls for your escape check. Or your... Oh,
Alright.
okay.
There we
Oh,
go.
no.
Yeah, he don't look nice.
Nah, you don't.
I'm sorry I told you to go help him.
I would have done it regardless.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, man, I kind of wish you didn't, but I know that you would have anyways. He's yelling help, so.
Yeah. And if I hadn't used that,
Fuck.
imagine if I had that remove first now. That may be able to fix this. But I don't, so.
It's
he's
okay, I'm just gonna
he's
go
going
over
to
and
get another
stab him
curse if I
anyway.
can get it.
How do you like click on something and make the image?
Bigger?
Pop
You
up
can't.
big?
The DM has to.
No,
Yeah.
you can.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, you
Oh,
have
not
to
yet.
be able to select
You
it.
have to be able to select it.
Yeah. I can do
Oh,
it for
yeah,
you in just
that
a
makes
second.
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I can select
I
that.
just
It
zoomed way
looks
the
like
fuck
a-
in.
It looks like a lizard person from afar.
No.
I'm just gonna zoom
a
in on the
helmet?
map a lot.
It's Trump.
Oh, no,
Oh
that's
my
a
god,
Nazi.
it is!
Oh.
It is! It's Donald J. Trump.
Oh my
It
god.
has-
Trump is a reptile.
It has the syphilis. Oh no.
I have a relevant picture that I will send you guys that I actually sent to one of my coworkers today of Donald being a lizard.
Alright,
The
so,
desert.
Dorbin, you are now pinned. Robin, it is your turn.
Right.
Watch out and help.
Yeah. I'm
As-
gonna go ahead and do that.
Good news is he's in a grapple. So
Yep.
you can fuck him up hard.
Okay. Except the problem is I can move this far.
Oof.
Feels bad.
And
charge?
I. Well, that's no, because Silera's in the way.
Okay.
I thought you were next to
Um,
Zelda.
I mean,
You're-
can I choose where besides Silera I would have been standing, Bosun?
No, because you specifically said you were behind, not beside.
No, he said next.
She said
I
beside.
said- beside.
Yeah, beside.
I'll allow it. You can be on any of the 8 squares around Celera.
Okay, I probably realistically I would be standing in front of Sigus instead of here.
Okay.
So I'd be here, and then I can move 40 feet to there, and that's safe.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go to there, and as part of the move, I'm gonna take out the switchblade.
All right.
And I mean, I guess it has acted in combat, so I'm not gonna get sneak, but I can still hit it, right?
Yep.
So here we go. He's got negative
Okay.
AC because he's in a grapple.
Yeah.
But
So you strike them, and like you slice with this adamantine switchblade, and
Yeah.
their flesh just parts way where you swing. You strike again closer to their vitals,
Oh.
and
I only get the one attack.
oh,
'cause he moved.
hang
Yeah.
on, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, that makes more sense. So you strike once at their sort of arm, and you see a deep gash just slicing the meat in half. And they lose strength on their arm, and they look at you and go, "Ah! Ah!" as they lean closer to Dorban, sort of trying to put their weight against you, Dorban. Alright, next up in the order, Celera, it is your turn.
I am going to go ahead and pop on and inspire.
Nice.
I'm gonna stay where I'm at, but can I, I kind of know what's going on over here, but can I kind of perception the rest of the room to see if there's anything else?
Any other threats?
Yeah, any other threats that could be coming, or
Sure,
or
give me
that they
give me
could
another
come from or
perception
whatever.
check.
Not great.
Give me a survival check. Ooh, okay. So you're looking around trying
Nice.
to see what else might be of danger, and as you're looking on the floor, you see the bloody footprints in sort of spray patterns, again on the back wall of the warehouse to the north. But there's one peculiar thing, and it's that there are two drag marks. One that is coming from the pile of corpses towards where this man is, and the other sort of is a very smooth but very clear set of footprints walking out the warehouse.
Okay, I'm gonna relay all of the information to all the people in this room.
How do you do that in 5 seconds?
Drag mark, clear footprints walking out the door. And
Well,
they're probably gonna have.
She's having a seizure, alright.
yep. All right. Red, it is your turn.
Well, I
It's-
don't know what that's supposed to mean, but
But I'm
gonna
like
get
pointing
this
over
thing
to
off
where that
Dorban.
is.
As she has, as Celera somehow manages to fit in those 5 or 6 words in between the stanzas of her song.
Well, nice, great. Footprints, drag marks. I'm gonna kill this thing.
Alright. You rush forward with your weapon in hand.
And I do me a stabberino.
Alright, go ahead.
Pacha.
Oh,
There you go.
There you go.
it's dead.
Or
So
I could just crit it.
you charge
Yeah.
ahead, trying to save Dorban from this gnarly person that seems sickly and twisted. And as you strike, it sort of occurs to you that perhaps you didn't want to kill a man, but by the time
Yeah.
you realize it, it's too late, and your blade just has gone through their temple, down into their throat, and into their body from there. And as you pull out, you can tell that their internal organs should have just been punctured right through, and they just fall limp. Their entire body, their weight, hard against Dorban.
Yeah, I might have overdone that a little bit. You okay, Dolben?
Yeah, I'm actually completely fine. But yeah, a
What
little
the
overdone. But I appreciate the help.
What the fuck was that?
I have no idea.
All right, guys, keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah. You guys, if you could like get in here.
Wait, you said footprints out the door?
Okay? So there are footprints heading west, correct? Like.
My turn's probably
East.
done, by the way.
And that is the end of your turn, yeah.
Oh, east. All right.
Okay.
Sigis, it is your turn.
One thing is I have a source of light on me.
Well, let me give you that.
Yeah. My staff is lit.
So,
There you go.
Oh, that's lovely. I am so lit. I am going to take a step in, and I'm kind of gonna gaze around. I still have detect magic on, and I guess I am just going to move over here and prepare to back up if anything changes. And I'm gonna look around to see if I can see kind of what
Alright.
is going on here from the blood and.
I guess you're like
Trying to make-
yeah, you're trying to search, to scan the room
Kinda-
with a.
Take in what's going on here and trying to like
Certainly.
paint a picture of what's going on.
Give me a perception check.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. I knew this was coming.
And just roll
It's
high.
not gonna be good.
or not.
I
Perfect.
see things. I see them with my eyes.
Well,
At least it's
Dead
not
people.
negative.
Sigis, what you do see as you search the room is you find no traces of magic, but you do see the clear signs of a battle up on the against the northern wall. There's blood splatters that carry throughout the warehouse. It sort of starts somewhere around here, and then starts moving further north. Until eventually it reaches the far end of the warehouse.
But no bodies.
There are 3 bodies on the far side of the
Okay.
room.
Got it.
One on either end. One on either side of the central column, and then another one in between the 2. So they are sort of in this general area. All right. Dorban, it is your turn. As you're lying prone on the ground.
I'm gonna stand up,
Sure.
and then I am going to see if I can figure out what caused this guy to be this way. Like wounds and
Sure.
just.
Give
I
me
can tell
give
you
me a
that, I
knowledge.
shoved a sword in him.
Give me a knowledge religion.
This is not gonna go well.
The cleric
Do you
says.
have that?
I don't still.
Oh, god damn it.
So I have a
One
negative.
skill point per level.
Just to point that out.
Woof.
Oh no, I did get a point in it. JK.
Yay!
Oh,
Hey,
Nice.
there you
It's
go.
only a -2.
Oh my fucking God.
It's
So
the
where
curse,
are we?
okay?
It's the
I'll
curse.
give you
All of this.
a +2.
You're right.
Not doing well 'cause of
So
the curse.
Durban, as you inspect the now dead man in your arms, sort of shove the body to one side so that you can inspect it. There is something very clearly wrong with their anatomy right now. Their skin has turned this sort of pale, like unnaturally pale, even for a corpse. There are spots where it sort of looks like it's started to peel off, as if they had been in the sun for too long or dehydrating for too long, and they are a fresh kill, and they are emanating a smell of death. Like they had already been dead for a few for like half a day.
Wow. Now, I'm gonna check his mouth. Is there any fangs or anything, or is it still just?
It looks perfectly human, but you do spot that there's something that shouldn't be there, which is between the final 2 incisors. Not incisors. Sorry, the two
Molars?
molars.
Molars.
Thank you. The two final molars, just before the wisdom teeth. There's a finger stuck where a molar is missing.
What?
Yeah, there's a piece of a finger inside of their
Oh.
mouth.
I thought you meant he had
Perfect.
a finger as a tooth. I was like, what the shit?
Nope.
Growing as a tooth.
Yeah, I was like,
Wow. I will convey this to the room that I'm pretty confident this dude was eating people.
well,
Or he bit
I
off
feel-
his attacker's finger. Or one of the.
I feel less bad about stabbing him now.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll go see if any of the bodies are missing fingers, and Robin will scoot on over.
Does
also,
anybody have, like, tongs? Because I'm not going to stick my hand in this dude's mouth if he's biting people. And I'm not sure. if
I
he's
will
gonna
drop.
back.
I'll drop in any tool for you, and I also have an iron torch as well.
All right, let me give you.
Be careful over there, Robin. Check their dead first, I guess.
Right. So as you
double tap.
as you go over to the northern end of the room and start inspecting the bodies, you can tell that something else killed two of them, but one of them was very clearly bashed and bitten to death, most likely by someone about the size and strength of the man that your party has very recently made diseased. The two that aren't that seem to have been mauled by something larger. Give me a perception check as you're investigating them. Yep. Perception.
Nice.
All right.
Solid.
Yeah.
Right, so one of they all of them are sort of dressed in a fashion that would indicate that they were meeting someone somewhat important. They are very clearly not nobles, but they are sporting their Sunday best essentially. The two that have been mauled have clear signs of a three-fingered claw slashing at them, and there's a very, very distinct sort of hatchet induced wound on one of their necks. But upon closer inspection, their chest is sort of laid bare, and there's a particularity to the shape, the distribution of wounds on the bodies. The scar tissue, not the scars, but the open wounds, sort of make a very particular shape. It is a 7-pointed star that has been
God
sort
damn
of
it.
carved into the flesh of these bodies. And as you look over to the one that hasn't been mauled, a similar thing is going on as a 7-pointed star has been carved into their flesh. But this one seems a lot more methodical, a lot more smoothly carved, with a little bit more patience in a proper instrument.
But they all have all their fingers.
One of them is missing several of their fingers.
Gotcha. All right, so I'm gonna holler back and be like, "Yep, we got lots of missing fingers over here, friends."
Oh.
So it's finger food. Gotcha.
Gross.
What do you call
Thank you
undead
so
snacks? Finger food.
Yep.
One more thing that you do spot, Robin, is that one of the men has in their coats that have been sort of ripped apart a parchment with some text on it.
All right. I'll yoink that and give her a read.
Okay. On the page, it's about the size of your outstretched hand. In terms of, so if you hold 4 fingers together, it covers the entirety of your hand, including your fingers. And on the paper you
Okay.
find, reading it says, Messrs. Mortwell, Hask, and Tabe. A deal has come about that I need capital for. It involves property, gold, and though I am not at liberty to tell you the exact details, it will make us all rich. Come to Bradley's barn on Cougar Creek tonight. We can meet there to discuss our futures. Signed, Your Lordship.
Lordship.
Can I knowledge local these people?
Certainly. Go ahead.
Bam.
Well,
Nat 20.
Damn.
Dr. Brown mentioned these guys at some point.
At one point while you were staying at the bar with a rowdy crowd, before the change in management, you heard of the names Mortwell, Hask, and Tabe. The 3 of them, they weren't exactly by the books merchants. They traded a lot with the crew, and due to that, they had been less than welcomed into Sandpoint, especially after one of their most recent dealings having gone very much south.
Okay. Alright. So I'll just relay back and be like, it looks like these fine sirs were actually a little bit hooligan-esque. I think they were trying to make a quick buck here, and something or someone baited them into it.
I assume it's the person that walked out of here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, my question is, why did they bring this one over here and then walk out? Did Robin mention the scars on them? The star?
Nope.
Okay. I wonder if there's anything on this fella, or maybe he had something on him that the person needed. Red will kind of start going through this guy's pockets and stuff.
Also, I would
can
have
I-
grabbed the finger out of the guy's mouth with the indie tool that Robin gave me.
So, question to the group. I was thinking about doing detect magic.
I mean, Sigus has got that going currently, but
Yep.
But
You could go to the other end of the warehouse.
Yeah, I was
though.
gonna go to the
Yeah.
other end of the warehouse.
That's a good idea.
also, I don't like you standing by the door by yourself,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
which is why Dwarven said come
Probably-
into the warehouse.
you might want to throw
Like
knowledge
over.
on this boy while you're over here. One of you
Yeah.
two
Okay.
smart people.
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh, alright.
I
I'm
forgot
gonna be
about
honest with you, you put the
Paladin.
token in there, scared the shit out of me. I was like, oh shit, here we go!
No.
No, it's just
Knowledge
Erica.
Knowledge religion?
Certainly, give me a knowledge religion.
Yeah, I pretty much like, this is what I think it is. It feels unnatural at best.
Well, I know
you've-
it's dead.
You've heard of some of the symptoms that this man has, and sure enough, as Dorbin had previously mentioned, or at least realized, it is an unnatural disease. Specifically, you identify it as being of the nature of an undead nature. While the specifics of it might escape you, it does look like the type of almost a curse, which slowly turns people into the living dead.
Do we know what
Okay.
kind of creature delivers said curse?
Uh, on a knowledge religion, sorry, on that knowledge religion check, you can ask me 2 questions about the type of creature that would have caused this kind of disease.
What's its name? No.
You're right. What's
I
the
mean,
name
you
of the
could-
creature?
Sure. Do you want to know the name? That is one of your
Yeah,
questions.
I do. Yes.
Sure. This kind of disease is usually linked to one of 2 creatures, either ghasts or ghouls.
Ghoul fever.
This
Yeah,
is
I'm
ghoul
pretty-
fever.
Yeah, we have no clue what the fuck that is though.
No, my uncle hunts undead.
What?
Yeah.
I have another
my
question
uncle
I
hunts
can
undead.
ask.
You have another question to ask? Indeed. So what will it be? What other knowledge do you desire?
How is this delivered? Like, how does somebody contract or
Certainly.
get infected?
While some people believe it is any fluid from a ghast or ghoul that could cause the curse type, the curse-like disease, the only known way of a ghoul to infect you is through their noxious bite.
I
Well-
wish I had 3 questions, and I wish I wouldn't have wasted my first question on what I wasted.
I mean, it's a
I
good, it's a
don't-
good thing to at least know
yeah.
the name of it.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
don't
true.
I don't think knowing that's a waste. I think
We
that's
can
actually
research
pretty
it in town.
Yeah.
good.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yay, nerds.
Ask people about it. Yep.
So I guess where are you doing detect magic?
Oh, well, I'm kind of
Specifically?
right now. I've kind of been doing it more in like this kind of.
Okay.
It pretty much
Way.
covers almost the entire warehouse up
And-
to where Rob.
Yeah.
So you can
I
stand
was
next
kind
to
of checking
Robin
him out earlier,
and detect
and
more.
yeah.
Of those that are savvy in the arcane, you do not locate any kind of lingering magical auras or active magical auras of any kind, besides the ones attached to your own companions.
Alright, so I'm gonna look toward our wonderful companion and ask if they have a way of detecting evil or undead.
Ghouls. Ghasts.
Uh, let me see. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of it. I think there's a prayer or 2 that could help with this. But not until I get some rest.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, Red'll kind of start picking over this guy's body. I mean, we looked in his mouth, but I don't think we checked anything else.
No, I haven't yet.
Like,
On
see
them.
see if he's got anything on him.
Sure, on
Or
them.
weird
They
about
they're despite the severe wounds that they apparently have on them, their clothes seem to be almost too well kept. It's mostly on their shoulder and their lower abdomen that the clothes have sort of been ripped apart. And in one of the pockets of the jacket, you find a small envelope and a pouch, both made of leather.
Huh. Hey, Dolben, you want to look at this leather? Or this letter? I'm gonna see what's in the pouch.
Alright. What's the letter say?
As you open up the envelope and pull out the letter, it's not actually like a letter in itself. It is sort of a list of names and locations, and next to them are prices in gold pieces. And some of them are positive, some of them are subtractions. and whoever is opening the pouch, you find there's silver dust filling the pouch almost to the brim.
Oh, nice. Hey, sick Frank here had a lot of coin on him. Well, I mean, dust on him, but we'll put this into good use for him.
Take note that there's around 136 silver pieces worth of dust.
Okay, I'm just gonna put that in the Discord so that we can add it later.
Please do.
Okay, sounds good.
Alright, let me go over what's going on with the rest of the crew.
Yep.
Alright, so as Solera and Sig, as you guys join Robin to check on the corpses, Sig, it's pretty obvious once it's pointed out that the 7 pointed stars are sort of in the general chest area of the bodies, and they are carved quite deeply into their flesh. And Robin, you lift up your ring, it shines for a second, and then it creates this ephemeral image of a 7-pointed star that works as a shield in front of your hand.
The one thing that I would say is just thinking is that if someone's carving and creating ghouls here, and we've only seen them in the towers before, it means that there's more people probably in a similar thing, unless this is a common way to make ghouls. You have to carve this pointed star in, but it seems like there's
Give
more
me
likely
give
that
me
you're
a
creating-
knowledge arcana.
Sure.
You've heard of necromancers having very peculiar rituals. You've never heard of a necromancer that would use a old Thessalonian rune in their rituals. In fact, pretty much no one uses Thessalonian magic anymore because nobody really knows how it works.
Yeah, so it's likely that whoever did this is connected to the tower.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Does anyone have any experience tracking? We could see maybe like how fresh do we think this all is? Do we maybe want to try and find whoever left? Also, someone should check upstairs, but I can't climb a ladder right now.
I got it. Robin just walks
Curious.
up everything.
I have a -6 to climb right now. It is not happening.
Alright, so Robin, you very dexterously jump over the boxes and crates and barrels and make your way onto the upper level. There doesn't seem to be much there. There are several haystacks in some areas. There are some more crates and boxes and bounds and bounds of sacks with what looks to be grain mostly.
Alright. Yeah, we ain't got shit up here. He's just gonna like take 10 and walk along this beam.
Hey, Robin, it looks like there's some rooms up there. Anything over there?
Rooms?
Well, those windows.
Those are
I'm not
windows.
sure. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it was doors.
Robin, one of the windows
What?
seems to be open.
Which one?
The bottommost one.
Ooh.
Yeah, he'll hop off. He'll scurry on over. He'll take a look.
Yeah. From that window, you can see the road ahead towards Sandpoint. But aside from that, there doesn't seem to be anything particularly interesting about the window. Give me a perception check as well.
It's open and not broken, right?
Yeah, it's broken. Sorry, it's open, not broken.
Gotcha.
As you're standing there at the edge of the window and like sort of looking out into the open plains ahead, doesn't something clicks that like doesn't really make sense. There doesn't seem to be any kind of tracks leading in or out of the window, not even on the inside of the building. So
I feel like
for whatever reason this window is open, you don't see any tracks that might have led to or away from this window.
Oh,
I think whatever did this can fly.
Or climb really well.
since
No,
when
because
can
there are no tracks. There's like nothing. There's not even a scuff.
should we go?
can ghouls fly? I don't know nothing about the undead.
I mean,
Whoever-
if the thing that contracts ghoul fever could fly, I think maybe yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's not comforting. I don't know about you all, but I would like to put some walls around me if we're gonna be camping on the way back. So my vote would be get the dead shit out of here and bunker this place up.
Robin closes the window. Sure.
Give me another perception check.
Don't like this.
You sort of Dorban did mention scuff marks, and you said like there's no scuff marks, and as you sort of put your foot on the windowsill and reach out onto the outside to grab the wooden slab to
Fucking know it.
close the window, you sort of look down and you see that there are several sort of scratch marks, but deep into the outside wood of the building.
So Robin just kind of stands there. The wind's like sort of howling. He looks down at it. Closes the window. Yeah, I'm not gonna let them know. Yeah. Yeah. All right. The window's closed.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not. They're never gonna know.
Erica sort of turns around and closes the doors and turns around to the rest of me and says, "Perhaps it would be better if we separate the dead and give them a proper burial before we head to bed."
Yeah,
For sure.
well, I don't know about you, but if one of them got all weird and sick and undead, I would really like to make sure the other ones aren't going to do the same in the middle of the night.
Okay, maybe this is just me being paranoid. So just forgive me. Can I do a sense motive on her?
On Erica?
Yeah.
Certainly. Give me a sense motive. She sounds distressed in the same way someone that is going through a lot of grief. It sounds distressed. She's sort of going through the motions and just saying things like, "We should do this, we should do that," but she doesn't really seem to have any kind of emotional reaction to what's going on.
Okay.
Hey, Robin, can you board up push some stuff in front of the windows up there? Maybe some of those sacks.
Also, which way? I assume the windows open out.
Yes, the windows,
Yeah.
all of them open
Oh,
out.
That's not
outwards.
gonna help.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if how they.
I mean, we
how
can
they
stack
were
like some
looking.
barrels up. There's no. I mean, if there's barrels up there, I would say like stack them in front of the window, so at least they have to push
Nope.
the barrel over to get in.
It's just the grain. I mean,
Yeah, that's too much.
There is a mechanism on each of the windows to lock them from opening outwards. But they
okay,
all
that-
open
that'll-
outwards.
That'll work.
I mean, yeah, I'll
They'd
do
have
that
to-
much.
They'll have to break them to get in.
Yeah, it's a hatch.
I'll do that much, and I'll also, because there's just sacks of grain, what I'll do is, after I lock them, I'll just put, like, a pile of, like, a small, like, undiscernible pile of, like, grain in front of them, so if something does come through the window, like, it won't be knowing that it's leaving tracks, but it's leaving tracks, kind of
Alright.
Gotcha. I have Richard that.
Okay.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Glad you did
it,
that 'cause I was gonna ask you to.
so it's gonna take you a
I'm good at
while.
setting traps. I don't know.
It's gonna take you a while to set that up. In the meantime, Erica sort of puts the Marcus's body on top of two crates, as if it were a makeshift altar, and then she heads outside, pulls a shovel from her backpack, and starts excavating in front of the warehouse.
Alright, since I don't have a shovel, I'll slowly start grabbing and
You have the
dragging
ending tool.
bodies. Oh yeah. Alright, so I'll just help her dig them.
Sure.
Be a dwarf. Do the
Yeah.
dig.
Red will start securing the downstairs, just kind of putting stuff up against, like those pallets up against the windows and locking them.
All of the
and
windows
kinda-
are on the second
Oh,
story.
they're all on the second
Oh,
level.
they're
Yep.
all on the
Okay.
second.
Yeah, they're all
Mhm.
the same.
Yeah, I've got them all sort of
It's
locked in the trap.
it's the same kind of architecture that you would expect from a barn.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
it's like
gotcha.
it's like the loft has the windows. All right.
Yep.
I would suggest start stacking some crates in a makeshift defensive wall. So if we do get attacked while we're in here, we have some sort of defense.
Sure.
I was gonna say Red was actually thinking of breaking down some of the or setting up some of the pallets in grain sacks as little beds for people, but they can do that too.
Sleeping on the
Yeah.
I
floor.
think there's enough grain to make a mattress from like each of them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just like since
mean,
we
I've
have
got a-
that.
I don't need a grain mattress. I don't.
Hey,
Also, it's a waste of grain.
It could be the new sensation. You know.
Also, we don't know if somebody owns all of this stuff, so I'd like not to take any of it or ruin any of it.
Yeah.
Well, I just thought
This
you
is
might
also-
like somewhere nice to sleep.
This is down not to sleep here. Mostly
Well,
just because what if
let's-
anyone else comes along and sees a bunch of people hanging out in a murder room?
Sigis, let me
Then
let
they
me
won't
put
come
it
by
this
us.
let me put it this way to you. If someone else comes by, we can show them the weird ghoul body and be like, "What the
You
fuck?"
cut in half.
Yes, I stabbed
He-
him, but he don't look normal.
No,
He's also 6 feet underground.
Yeah, I mean, we can dig him up, whatever. But my point is more that I would much rather have them questioning me than be outside sleeping on the ground with maybe a ghoul or something, or ghast or whatever the fuck this thing is, wandering around.
Y'all are
Because
overthinking this.
We gotta
This is
sleep.
like bumfuck. Nobody's gonna come by.
So just
Yeah.
sleep up there and pull the ladder out.
Well, there's a staircase,
Uh,
just
but yeah, yeah, in the
It's like a ladder.
northeast corner.
That's a ladder.
That's a
yeah.
ladder.
I've got a ladder.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
don't
Oh.
like the idea of cornering themselves.
Yeah, I don't.
Can't
I
we
wouldn't
just
want to
jump
be on the
down?
second floor.
Yeah,
Do
It'd
you
be
know
a
how-
fall,
Onto
but
these crates?
yeah.
It is pretty
I
tall.
just think
The second story of the barn is pretty tall because it's not
Oh, that's fair.
a standard
It's a
height.
barn.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not a barn. It's barn type architecture. It's a warehouse, but still, it's sort of like a double height.
It's like 20 feet.
Is this warehouse like in a town or is this just like a
no,
on
we're
the
well.
road.
No,
we're-
it's
we're
on the
outside
side
town
of the
in middle
road.
sticks.
It's the side of the road that leads from the city to the farmlands. So it's a
Like,
very common
we're-
spot. It's a very common
We're
spot
hours
for.
outside of standpoint.
Damn it!
Oh my fucking god.
Y'all are
We
great.
both waited for each other.
Amazing.
We both
Nailed
waited
it.
for the other to like. Are you gonna go? No, I'm. Okay. No.
God damn it.
Alright, I'll go first. It's a very common
Yes.
spot for farmers to drop their merchandise before or like it, so that they can get everything in one go through the customs and whatnot into the city.
we're still several hours march outside of Sandpoint. Like,
Indeed.
we gotta go around a mountain and back up the coast.
Yeah, we have to rest here.
Yeah.
We took a long
We're-
walk here. Like, we're
we're
getting close to
here.
exhaustion as it is. So
I mean,
We're
you're very
just gonna
fatigued at this point. After digging the graves and setting up some defenses. If
And
you were
being
to
cursed
stay
and all.
up all night, you would be exhausted.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Shut up.
Why?
it's unnecessary. There's no reason.
I'm not tired at all.
I'm not cursed at all. Fair.
I would like to, once I'm done digging the grave, I would like to take a walk around the property a little bit.
Sure.
Red'll, if you start walking, Red'll come with you just so that we don't send anyone
I was gonna
alone.
ask for a couple escorts.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wanna
What
go
kind
alone.
of escort?
I mean, you know what kind of.
Well,
Rock.
my
Erica-
rate's hourly.
Erica joins you and Red on the surveillance team outside. What kind of thing are you keeping an eye out for? What are you trying to find?
Honestly, I'm just looking around to see any other ways they may be able to get into the barn.
Sure.
I'm trying to shore up defenses as much as possible before we go to bed.
It literally looks like the only way in and out of the warehouse is the second story windows or the main gate.
Alright.
Alright.
Do I notice the claw marks on the side of the barn now?
As you're walking around the outside, you at one point spot that the window to the southwest of the warehouse, there's a very distinct set of claw marks that are sort of go in a zigzag pattern and up into the window.
So they can climb. That's good to know.
Oh, well, I don't like that very much.
I mean, I figured they
Okay.
did. Like, I was pretty confident. Because undead are just they're real unnatural in ways they can do things. So
Can Red do kind of a, like, this is me trying to sort of get around survival because I'm bad at it, but he'd like to at least look into the woods towards where those tracks head out of the barn. So, like, wherever he loses them, he kind of wants to look around in that direction.
Sure. Give me a survival check.
Yeah, here comes the money right here.
can I assist on the survival check?
Yikes.
Matters.
Might
Do you
need some
wanna
assistance
do
on
you
it?
wanna roll survival instead?
I will roll survival as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Red
Sure.
is looking in the.
To be fair-
following the tracks in the opposite direction that they go.
Yeah,
Back
it's
into the barn.
it's just a die roll because of this fucking -4 to all skill check.
Yep.
It's pretty awful. While
Uh,
we're... Have we... Is that a curse? Have we
Yes.
Yeah,
determined what
it's-
that
It's
is?
literally
the
cursed, yes.
the breath of the devil's sandpoint causes your skin to very quickly become not only necrotic but also inflamed, and it sort of has this similar texture and look as the bubonic plague.
It's like big black boils.
Yep, exactly. Like big black boils on your skin.
Is there a way to take time and like switch a spell of a level to a different one?
You mean re-prepare a specific spell slot?
Yeah.
An hour, I think.
It's an hour.
No,
per
I think
spell.
I think it's 15 minutes
Oh.
for a single slot.
Might be. Okay.
Yeah, it scales with the number of spells you have because you can do your whole number in the hour.
Ah. I mean, I would if I could, I would like to switch my bestow curse to a remove curse.
Sure. You take a moment to pray once you get back into the warehouse, and eventually you've managed to refocus yourself, reorient yourself with your deity, and you have now prepared a cure remove curse instead of bestow curse.
Question on his survival. Did we? Get
Oh,
any direction
on
of
that survival, the footsteps that lead out of the warehouse sort of lead into the road, and then about 30 feet away from the warehouse, they take a left turn and go into the grass, and the footsteps there are sort of lost.
Okay. Can Red do a perception around the area where we lose? Just like take
Certainly.
a quick
Not still there.
sneak.
Sure.
Just make sure it's not sitting in the grass or whatever.
I mean,
That's
we're actually
better.
following it backwards, not forwards. So.
Whatever.
No, actually, it looks like you're following it forwards.
Oh, they came out of the window?
They came
it
came out of the front door.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're following those tracks. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't following the window tracks. I was following the other ones because I figured we'd done the circuit at that point.
Particularly, there are no footsteps that lead to the claw marks on the wall. There's just the claw marks on the wall.
That's weird.
If people are settling down, I'll take a note out of Doran's book, and I'm going to swap a spell and cast Detect Secret Doors.
Sure enough.
There you go.
Okay.
So Red, let's go in order.
Yep.
Red, your perception check. You look around and all you see is the darkness of the night, and you start to see there's the final sort of telltale signs that the nightlife has begun to move around. You spot a few bright eyes reflecting the light from your iron torch in the woods around the area.
Well, nothing out here but wolves and maybe the cougars that this creek is named after. So I vote we head to bed.
Owls?
Well, yeah, whatever eyes reflect light, I saw out in the field. So let's
Anything that
not
can
be
see in the dark.
outside.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So mine. Thanks. All right. Corbin's out here.
Yeah.
You got it.
Your eyes literally do that. Yeah. And actually, elven eyes do as well because they have low light vision.
Yep.
Oh, so mine do it too.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
You don't
well,
even know
To be
your
fair,
own
I'm
strength.
pretty sure he's never looked at his eyes.
let's
Never
start.
once.
In the
looked at
dark, while holding a
Yeah.
torch.
There's no reason
Huh.
to be looking in the mirror with the torch. Like, in the dark. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
enough.
so he's like, all
Bye,
right.
Sheik.
Well, I'm satisfied with this. Let's go inside.
What?
Going back.
Do we?
What?
Oh,
We lost
Sheik is
him. We
having
got him back.
having connectivity issues. All right,
I was-
so you head back on inside. Segas, you pre-prepare your spells. You cast detect secret doors, and you are very much disappointed to find that there are no pings on your radar.
Good try though.
With that being
Alright,
said,
I would like
Go
to
ahead.
cast my remove curse now on myself.
okay, you
Nice.
remove the curse of the Devil's Sandpoint.
There is a DC to it.
What's
You
the
got the hit?
what DC do you have to beat?
Target is a creature. Oh, wait. This
Isn't
remove
it the
curse
curse
or objects,
DC?
But it's if the target is a creature, you must make a caster level check 1d20 plus a caster level against the DC of each curse affecting the target.
All right, so
Success means the curse has been removed.
yeah. It's the difference between removing a cursed item and removing a curse. So go ahead and roll me a caster level check.
Hey.
There you go.
And the DC is the DC of the curse.
Probably.
I think so.
You
That's
just
what
read it on the
I think it's the- Oh yeah,
It
the
should be,
DC
yeah.
of each curse. Yes, that is literally it. Yeah.
I think it was 18.
No, it was 20.
Was it?
I thought
It was 20. Hang on.
Oh
Damn.
goddamn.
Let me find it.
Woof.
That sucks dick.
Sandpoint Devil.
Dude,
What's the?
that's a fucking curse then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well.
Yeah.
I have to roll a 15 or higher. Ugh.
Yep.
Can can we like aid you on that, or
Yes,
only if we're
No.
casters?
the DC
Yeah?
while the Sandpoint Devil is enraged is 22, while it is not, it is 20.
Oh. So I missed it by 1. Feels bad. Alright.
Yep.
Assistant.
No, you can't assist with the caster level check.
Damn it.
I'm pretty confident.
Yep. No, you can't.
Yeah, I
There
feel
might
like
be
that's
a
something that
specific
weird
fee for
coven-
that. So
I think the Coven Witches do that.
yeah, Coven witches do that. They
Yeah,
add
they
plus
can.
+1 per witch in the Coven. Dorban, you try and push the positive energy through your body, but you find the curse too much has taken hold of you too deeply, and you feel your skin sort of burning as the two forces are fighting against each other. But eventually your energy sort of subsides and you are left still with the boils on your skin.
Yep.
Anything else before we head into what happens during the night?
Do we want to set a watch while
Yeah.
we're sleeping?
For sure.
Alright.
Robin's gonna take a lock out of his bag and just start picking the lock and just practicing.
Also, I'll give you your ending tool back.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, no worries.
Alright. Is that you volunteering for first watch there, Robin?
I mean, I offered to do so earlier, and all of you told me to shut up. So
Well, you were saying you were
Well-
going to stay up the whole night.
Yeah, he
There's
didn't
no
say
way
first
that's-
watch. You said whole night.
There's no way that's good for you.
I said I'd watch. I didn't
Siggins
say
can take
anything
a
about the
watch
whole
too.
night.
I only need
Yeah.
4 hours of sleep.
Oh. Right. Okay. Well,
All the cursed boys, if just not keep watch, and then the rest of us can cover.
I mean, the curse doesn't. I mean, it hurts for us actually being able to keep watch, I guess. All right, yeah.
Or Axel keep
Yeah.
I'm
company.
smart,
Sure.
so
The birds got good.
It took
So
me a second to
who's-
work through it. I have a low int. All right,
Who's cursed?
I am cursed.
Alright, so
So Spartacus.
who's taking the first watch?
Red's got first.
Okay, so Red and Robin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Both of you give me a perception check.
Okey doke. Oh
Sure.
god damn it.
Damn.
Hold up, my sheet's doing a dumb. It's being real slow like and being all laggy. Okay, here we go.
Alright. So you
We
don't
rolled
see
so
anything out of the ordinary. You don't hear anything out of the ordinary. You're sort of trying to keep your eyes peeled, your ears attuned to the night sounds. But there doesn't seem to be anything waiting for you in the first 2 hours of the night. Who's taking second watch?
Me.
Right.
I'll take it with you.
And me?
And
Alright.
then Sigus and Robin will sleep.
Alright. So sorry, who's second watch then? Celera and
Valeria and Sigus.
Okay.
And Sigus, yeah.
Okay, so Celera and Sigus, you pop out. You're sort of peeking around, making sure that nothing strange is going on. Go ahead and give me perception checks.
Nice.
Ooh, there we go.
Celera, you pick up on a little bit of something in the distance. There's a sound. Your eyes are your ears have been attuned to this kind of sound for many years. You feel like you're catching the dulcet tones of a Berisian sitar off in the distance.
Hmm?
There's someone playing a Verisian sitar. It sounds
Okay.
like in the distance.
Okay. I'm gonna tell Sigus what I hear. Should
Yeah, Sigus, they, even though Celera is pointing it out, and Celera you can still hear it, Sigus, you're trying to keep your, like, spot it, but it's too faint, and mostly you're hearing crickets and owls hooting.
Oh yeah. I'm going to ask her to point the direction out, and then I'm going to reach over to my raven, tell him to fly high and be safe. Make sure that you're not seen. It's a black raven at night, should be pretty good. And to go check out and see if the music's coming from a fire or someone coming down the road.
Fly high and go do the exploring, because nobody ever lets me sleep. And he takes off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Not expecting much, but more if they're coming to it or if they're at camp. It's kind of what I'm...
Okay. So you see your ravens take off, start to go up, and then you sort of lose track of them by sight. But you can feel your link sort of tugging you in a specific direction, and you can sort of feel where your raven is. You feel them get further away as they are heading in the direction of the sound, and they come back, land on your shoulder, and go, nothing. The sound ended when I was getting close.
Alright, was it coming from the road?
Woods.
Alright, well I think that's good to know, and I'll say Larry's overheard this, and we'll just kind of keep an eye on the woods a bit more. Maybe we'll explore it in the morning. Potentially. I don't think it's worth leaving.
Yeah, agreed. And if something intensifies, maybe we'll wake the others, but there's no immediate danger that we are aware of, so I don't think that it's worth being like, hey everybody, sitars. Like,
someone's doing music
woo!
things.
Like, scary.
I love midnight concerts.
Exactly.
As fuck.
Should have sang back.
All right. So are you just gonna stay quiet about this then?
For now.
Okay.
I think we're going to be vigilant, but not active at this point.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys should probably tell the next watch, right?
Sure.
Well,
So your watch is going to come to an end, and the next group is going to be... You're going to have to pick up the next group. So who's the final watch for the night?
The last two.
I can do the third watch too.
No, you can't. You need to rest.
How long
If
are the
you don't,
watches?
you don't get a full rest.
Yep.
So it'll be Dorbin and I can't remember her name.
Erica.
Oh,
Yeah,
Erica.
Erica.
Yeah, it's Dorbin
Yeah.
and Erica. It's the
last two.
the religious folk for the last.
Yeah.
So
Pray to Jeebus.
Bouncy.
The
Wow.
watch is more or less than 4 hours.
it's exactly 4 hours. Because you need.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of stay up with them, but I'm gonna do all my spell prep
Okay.
because I only need 4.
Dorbin, give me a perception check.
All right. Hey.
There you go.
There you go.
Fucking
Nice.
out here, dude.
Uh,
I have a point in that skill.
nice. At one
Nice.
point during the night, during your shift, just as the sky is sort of turning this lovely shade of pink and orange, and it's sort of heralding dawn. You hear a little bit of a noise coming from the other side of the warehouse.
What kind of noise?
It sounds like something shuffling through the grass.
Where specifically?
On the opposite end of the warehouse. So you're standing probably on one of the windows trying to look outside, and you hear from behind you.
Look at the door.
Depends on which window you picked. I'm assuming that you're close to the door, trying to see into the road, and you hear it from the back of the warehouse, but on the outside.
Okay. I let Erica know.
Yeah, she sort of turns to you, gives you a nod, and she wields her weapon and takes off. She sort of goes outside of the warehouse and takes a left turn. Are you following, or are you staying
Yeah.
inside? Okay.
Yeah, I'm following, not like immediately behind, but real close.
Okay. So Erica's sort of like getting ready. She jumps to the side as she gets to the corner of the warehouse. and
Also,
she-
I guess if Stiggus is awake, I'll like.
This is
gesture to him,
awake
so,
too,
Yeah.
but
So I'll let you also know. So I'll yell to you if
Right.
something bad has happened out there, so you can wake everybody else.
I will kind of hang out in here.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, you see Erica jump around the corner, and she sort of lowers her weapon when she finds no threat there. She sort of beckons you over, Dorban.
I follow.
There seems to be something carved into the side of the building. And as you sort of move away a little bit to get a grasp of the full message, it's really rough to read. It's hard to tell what it actually says. It says it's structured like a poem. There's 4 lines of about the same length, and it's a very poor handwriting, but it says something moonlit crevice or crescent, or like something with a C and an NT at the end, and the second line is a little bit more readable and says golden flowing mane, and the third line is like completely illegible.
I assume mane as in like hair.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Alright. That's weird. Do I recognize that from anything?
Give me a knowledge. Oh fuck, what would it be?
I mean, would 10 do it?
Yes,
'Cause
a 10 would do it,
Okay.
but knowledge local.
Alright, this is gonna suck dick, but here we go. Holy
Hey.
shit!
Oh, nice.
I rolled so high.
Hey!
It's sort of like roses are red, violets are blue, right? Kind of poem.
Okay.
That is
Yeah.
very common in Varizia, and it's like a poem that you would recite to someone that you like. It's a very sort of childish but sort of romantic thing to recite to someone.
So then I would know the entire poem then?
Yeah, the entire poem says something along the lines of how beautiful a moonlit face, framed by golden mane, in a sorry, what was it? Makes the moon seem like a star, like a sun in the middle of the night. And it's like something that you say to a blonde woman that you're trying to pick
Gotcha.
up,
Alright.
essentially.
Note to self, say that to Slayer in the morning. No,
There you go.
That's creepy.
Killing it.
I think
You're just
somebody's
sitting
infatuated.
staring at her.
I
She
mean-
opens her eyes. Lay it on her.
Like literally shake her awake violently and then yell it at her.
Oh my god, yes.
No,
Alright, so-
what Norman will actually say to Erica is maybe somebody has an infatuation with our bard friend.
Perhaps I don't know why they would do this though. In
Yeah,
any case,
real
let's
creepy.
yeah.
Like freshly carved.
Seeing as you're not there, but
No.
Dorban,
yeah, that is
it
a
does
valid
look freshly carved. Like there's
Oh,
still
God.
there are still
I-
bits of wood that are sort of broken
I was
apart
just-
and sticking
I
out.
heard the noise.
Yeah.
But it was freshly carved.
Yeah.
Yikes, bro.
But yeah, Erica sort of looks at you and says, "Let's head back indoors and
Yeah.
finish our watch."
For sure.
All right. The final 4 hours, aside from this small distraction, go by very quickly. And sure enough, by the end of your watch, The sun is now up in the sky, casting its beautiful orange ochre colors into the firmament.
Alright, can for the last hour of the watch, can I just say, hey, could you keep a... I'm gonna try to
Yeah.
prepare my spells before we...
I got you.
Alright, thanks.
Ye dog, I know what that is. You go do
Alright.
you.
Sigus, you're sort of left as not completely alone, but Eric is sort of kneeling by the door, holding her silver rapier with both hands in front of her, and the tip is sort of dug into the ground floor, and you can tell that she's praying in that position. Alright.
Also heal HD plus con HP.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You heal an amount of
Uh,
HP equal to your level plus con modifier. Yes, Torben?
I was gonna ask Red. Is it... Do you use Dex or Strength?
Ow.
Red uses Dex.
Alright. So Cat's Grace, got it.
Yeah.
Can't even remember what you guys took ability damage from.
Huh?
Strength from the shades.
Oh, the
Shadows.
shades.
Yeah.
So I am finally back at full strength.
Nice.
Sorry, yes, I use Dex.
Okay.
All right.
How long does it take for this curse to go away?
20 days, I think?
No, it's a number of days equal to the amount of damage that you took from the fire, which I think
A shitload.
A shitload.
24.
Yeah.
For you.
Jesus fuck.
Me.
For Dorban, it's like he took 2 shots, I think.
12.
Huh?
No.
No. I
Didn't
think
you?
does. No.
Oh no, it's Erica that has two hits of it.
Oh, Eric.
Jesus.
She has like 43 days of the curse.
Holy
I got a
Is
second
it
hit of it,
doubling?
I just
Like,
managed
is-
to save.
This 8 everything?
No, you only get 1 stack of the curse, but
Okay.
the duration stacks,
Yeah.
Damn.
which is fucking horrifying. But yeah.
It's bad. I don't like it one bit.
Alright, so you guys,
Yeah.
it is now early morning. The lot of you have managed to prepare your spells, and you do your morning preparations as per usual. And as the final watch ends, and you're sort of having a little bit of a quick meal to get back on the road. Ericus has already gotten hold of Marcus's body, and she's got it sort of wrapped in cloth now a little bit more carefully, and she's sort of strapped him to her back.
Oh yeah. I was like, fuck, we're gonna have to figure out how to preserve this body. Then I remembered that I gave him the amulet, so his body's perfectly
Yep.
preserved.
Yep, it's perfectly preserved.
Yeah.
All right. So, anything else before you depart back towards Sunpoint once more?
I'm gonna try one more time to get rid of my curse.
Sure, go ahead. Roll a caster level check.
Yes, bitches.
Nice!
Yay!
As in this
Bam!
second
Good night's sleep.
in this second attempt, with your energies renewed, you feel the energy sort of concentrating in the core of your body, and then with a loud shattering crash, you feel your energy liberated through your body, and your skin just becomes smooth like a baby. And that's a baby dwarf, which is incredibly rough.
Oh, Jesus. All right, I feel so much better now.
You did it.
Once we get back to town, I'll I'll probably take care of Ericus first, and then Sigus, and then Red.
All right, let's hit the road then.
All right.
Alright, so a lot of you depart the strangely eventful warehouse in Cougar Creek and make your way through the country roads back to
Before we
Sandpoint.
leave, could I leave a note on the door? with what we
Certainly.
found?
What would you like to?
So, in common, I'll put traveling at night after killing the demon of Sandpoint. Found 3 dead bodies inside and a man alive who had been cursed via a ghoul or ghast bite. Move some stuff around to rest safely in the night. Beware these undead in the area. Also left weird poem on side of barn.
Okay. Sure
Just
enough.
point out, you should clarify, somebody left a weird poem, not us.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
like
Yes,
we
yeah,
saw it.
yeah.
All right. So,
Upon waking, found weird poem carved into the side of barn.
certainly. So you nail the note to the wall. The doors to the warehouse. Close them shut as you guys are leaving. And like within
He's
the
like Martin Luther King.
Yes.
yeah. Within the first 20 minutes of your march back towards Sandpoint, you spot in the distance a pair of guards on horseback, sort of slowly trotting along the roads.
I would definitely call out to them.
Sure.
And pretty much end up telling them the same.
Yep. As they hear this, they sort of give you a thumbs up, and they say that they will go over to the warehouse and make sure that everything is as you mentioned, and ask
Tell them about the note.
that you yourselves go and inform the town's guards.
Will do.
All right. So another 3 hours go by pretty uneventfully as you finally see Sandpoint in front of you. The town that you, over the past couple of weeks, has become your new home. And everything seems to be quite alright. In fact, everything seems pretty quiet. It's early in the day. Commerce is once more booming, with the now with the now ended conflict with the goblins. It seems like quite a few extra people have been traveling in and out of the city. Where are you guys headed first as you come in?
Dorman would head to go report this to the sheriff.
All right.
Where are the paladins meeting? Are they meeting someone?
The paladin, because
Sorry,
there's only
paladin.
one,
Yeah.
My bad.
is she sort of as you guys cross the bridge and are properly inside of the city proper. She sort of looks across the bar and says, "I'm gonna report the slaying of the devil to the mayor, and I'll make sure that I'll make sure to bring you your fair share of the bounty."
Hey, Erica, I'll come with you to bring the head, because Red's still carrying it over his shoulder. And also, you should probably take Marcus's share for his family as well.
Yeah.
I'm certainly I'll see what I can do with that. I guess this if you're coming along, I think this is a good point for us to part ways. After we are done with the bounty, I'm gonna head back to McNamara. I need to.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I need to put Marcus's body with the rest of the order, so he may rest peacefully.
Are you just in the main temple in Magnamar, just in case we're ever up your way? We'll come in and pay our respects.
Certainly, I'm sure Marcus would appreciate that.
And I will go to lay a hand on her, and I'll be casting Curse.
Certainly. Alright, give me another cast level check.
Go.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
Ooh.
Can I?
Yikes.
No, there's nothing you can do to
No.
help caster levels.
No, there's
It's
literally nothing.
The
It's
only
the thing that's like, how good a magic user are you?
yeah, the only thing that could help you in this case would be if you had done the summary and you had a D4.
Yep.
But yeah, so you put a hand, you try to clear away the curse. You manage to clear part of the curse from her left arm, but you see, it looks like her boils are still there from her shoulder and up. She says, "That's all right, Dorban. It's all right. I'll get some more help in McNamara." It was.
I hate to be a bother as well, but when you go back to Magnamar, would you mind just putting in a good word with the clergy that Robin, the hero of Sandpoint, is, well, I guess, kind of. It's you understand my situation. I want to kill Amashtu in the name of Iomade. So, just, I guess, for what it's worth. Thanks. Weird.
Yes. Certainly. I'll see what I can do about getting good word for you in the temple. Make sure that you visit once you're available. Visit the temple. I'm certain we can give you proper training for that.
Sure.
Is there anything else?
I'm just gonna tell her that if she needs anything from, do not hesitate to let us know.
Thank you. I'll keep it in mind.
And you can keep the necklace, and we'll just pick it up when we come to Magnamar and visit.
Certainly. I very much appreciate that. It's
Yeah.
yes.
I don't want you to have to go through that while you're carrying him back.
Thank you.
It's a lot.
It's you've been of great help in our noble cause. So thank you. Thank you for all the warmth that you have shown me. And she should have offers a hand to you, Dorban, because you're the closest one to her.
Yeah. I will shake your hand.
Yeah. Until we meet again, then.
Of course. I can't wait.
All right. Red, you and Erica head to the major's office, and it's very much a delight for the mayor to see the two of you there, bringing the head of this creature. She sort of, as per usual, the office is pretty busy, but it takes you a minute to get the right appointment. But as she sees you, she goes like, "Oh, finally! Great. Sorry. Come on in. Good. Okay, we're safe. We're safe. Good.
Yet again.
Yeah. Yes. You're once more shown your dedication to clearing your name.
Well, I mean, that's
and
a
being
lot of the credit goes to the paladins here. Marcus gave his life for the cause. It was no small feat, but
of course. That's terrible news. To know that a paladin has been lost. She sort of looks at Eric and says, "I'll make sure that a proper memorial is raised in his name within the cathedral." Erica sort of gives her a nod of approval. She looks at the giant horse's head that is dangling from your side, Red, and says, "Of course, we can dispose of the head. We don't actually need it, but
I thought you might have wanted to put it on the wall. A nice memento for a tavern or your office. Very
That
intimidating.
That's an
Hard
aesthetic
no,
then.
son.
no, that's gonna be a negative for me. But I
Don't be
appreciate
a no
the
dog.
sentiment. Just that is more so the type of thing that you would expect from a Miko or Hemlock's brother. I'm not the kind of show off.
Well, I mean, Amiko could use it. I'm dating decor. I guess I'll bring it back to her. Good call.
So,
I love that's what he took from that.
Yep.
I just sort of turned to Torben and I'm like, if I ever do something that dumb, please hit me.
you are not
You
there,
guys are
and
there.
Yeah.
Why am I not there?
because it was literally just Erica and Red going
Why
to.
you went with
Oh. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought everybody was like in earshot. Okay,
Nope.
never mind.
This is
No,
just
Torben
Erica.
went to go talk to Sherry.
I also missed that. I would never have thought that go Red alone go. But he does only have most of the good news, which is good.
Yeah. So, Red,
Just
as
with
I
a
was saying.
paladin, which I think balances it out.
Yeah. As I was saying, though, she sort of looks between the two of you and says, "All right. So, in terms of the bounty for this creature, I believe we had agreed for the help that has been sent by the order that we would do a sizable donation of 12,000 gold pieces." And Erica sort of looks at you and looks at the Mayor Kendra and says, "Yes, I believe that was what was agreed. However, I believe most of the work was done by our temporary companions here. I think they are privy to a good share of the fortune. They sort of go ahead.
I can't rightly let you take less than the Marcus and everything. Like, it'd be one thing if he had given his life, but okay.
Thank you. And Kendra sort of looks between the two and says, "All right, how about this? I'll split it in half, and the paladins of Ayamade, bless her righteous glory, can take half of the bounty, and the heroes of Sandpoint may take the other. Does that sound agreeable?"
Aye.
Erica sort of gives a nod, and you see Kendra go to a coffer on one side of her office and unlock it with 3 different keys. And from inside, you see a set of pouches, from which she takes several of them and puts 3 of them in front of you, Red, and 3 of them in front of Erica, before closing the coffer.
She just keeps those keys on her belt, eh?
Please do not even think about or mention the keys of the city.
Hey, I did not say that out loud. I'm just observing in my head.
Yeah, but like she's staring at you, and she notices that your eyes are looking towards her waist. And she goes like, "Do not even think about it." Now that being
Staring at her keys.
yeah.
And you're using your outside voice again.
With that being concluded, I think it is best I get back to my daily duties. There are several things that I need to handle. We are still recuperating from some losses during the Goblin invasion, so if you don't mind, I appreciate and I am honored to have received your help in these affairs, but I must get back to my office. And she means her job office.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, Erica grabs her money and takes off. with Marcus's body on her back.
All right. Red will kind of leave and over his shoulder. He's like, "I was staring at your hips, not your keys," and then just kind of close the door behind him.
Sandy-
Even though the door is closed behind you, you still hear the exasperated sigh from Mayor Kendra once you left.
Yeah, I figured. And then he'll kind of bid adieu to Erica. You know, kind of. We'll see you again in Magnamont. Head back to the cave.
Stay on the good side.
I'll do my best.
She stretches out a hand for you to shake.
He will shake it firmly.
Yeah. She sort of keeps eye contact with you once you shake, and then she turns around and takes off towards the docks. All right. Dorbin, you head back to you head over to the sheriff's office, and sure enough, you find Sheriff Hemlock sitting behind his desk, handling some affairs. It's mostly paperwork, and you can tell that there are a couple of familiar faces at this point in the cells immediately to the left of the office.
They're getting, yeah. I mean, they're in the cells, so
Yep.
they're there for a reason.
Yep. I mean, you see
So-
Marco and Ruth are in a cell, right next to the office.
I wink at Marco as I go by.
He just flips you the bird.
Still great manners, I see. Alright.
As soon as he sort of lowers his hand, he gives you a smirk. But yeah, Hemlock sort of notices that you're there and says, "Hello, welcome back. How's? I hope that the hunt was successful."
It was. Unfortunately, we did lose one of the paladins. Marcus?
Yes.
Yes. Alright. Honestly, having Marcus and Marcos so
Marco's
Marco.
behind bars.
Yeah, Marcos is just yep. That's why I was like Marcus, pretty confident.
Yep.
All right, so Marcus unfortunately did not survive the encounter. But
that is unfortunate, but it's a good thing that at least the problem has been solved.
yeah, unfortunately, upon solving that problem, we stumbled upon another.
You always do.
Yeah. So on our way back, after a quite exhausting battle where half of the party has been cursed, which we're still dealing with, unfortunately we found the warehouse, and I tell them where the location is because I'm bad at remembering things.
All right, the one, the one in Cougar Creek. Got it.
Yeah, Cougar. Yeah, that's the one. And we found 3 dead bodies in there. One of the other, there's another guy in there that was cursed, or was diseased, I guess is probably the better way to put it, by a ghoul or a ghast. We found footprints heading east out of the warehouse that we couldn't track very far. It went into some grass and we kind of lost the tracks. There's claw marks that led up to, or I'm pretty confident up to, the 2nd story window. It could have been away from, but I'm pretty confident it was up to. And something while we were sleeping in there, because we didn't feel safe going outside, carved a poem into the side of the barn.
All right. Let's write a proper report on that one. That's a lot of detail to keep track of.
Yeah. I also let the guards know, and I also left a note on the warehouse.
Good. I had sent a couple of men down to the farmlands. I was hoping they could check on the condition of the last shipment. It's running late, but now I understand why that might be the case. All right.
We did kill the one that was infected because he was starting to strangle me, and the party protected me.
Good job then. Right. There are several things that we need to take care of. Let's start with the report, and then I'll see what kind of security measures we can take. Hi. Rest of the party. Robin, where are you headed?
Robin's kind of still sort of injured. So he's not really tired per se, like he's not fatigued, but like he aches. So he's debating either going just to the Rusty Dragon to just take a load off and just spend the day being a lazy fuck, or potentially going to the church to talk to Xantus about potentially pursuing the path of the enlightened.
All right.
So let's flip a coin.
While you do that, Celera, what is your intention for the day?
My intention was to go and visit with Amiko.
Okay, so headed to the Rusty Dragon, get a little bit of downtime with Amiko. What about you, Sigus?
So Sigus is gonna kind of want to take like a little bit of. He was hoping to meet the mayor, but he missed the boat on that. But he's hoping to kind of take care of kind of restocking stuff for the party. So he's gonna kind of make inquiries at some of the local like merchants to figure out what we could get. He's also going to start and looking at if he's gonna start crafting some stuff. I know him and Red were talking about some things that could benefit the party, so he's gonna kind of do some of the legwork for kind of setting us up for kind of whatever we need to, kind of setting us up for downtime, I guess.
All right. Then let's handle Robin first. Have you flipped a coin?
Yes, I am headed to the church.
All right. So Robin, you sort of, I think Robin actually flips a coin in character.
Yeah.
He
takes out a silver piece and flips it.
Flips it. You grab it. You slap it on your hand, and coins in Varizia are not all the same. Some of them have depictions of important places. Some of them have local lords. Some of them have the sigil of a religion, and as you sort of slap your hand with the coin, you see a sword wreathed in flames in the back of the coin, and it looks like it's one of the coins that belong to or are credited to the Church of Ayamade.
Well, if that isn't a sign, I mean, I'm not blind, so I guess I'm going to the church.
All right. So you head over to the church, and sure enough, Santos is giving the morning. Well, at this point it would be the noon service for the Church of Sarenrae. Actually, no. He's a follower of Desna. He's doing the noon service for at the altar of Desna.
Okay.
So he's sort of addressing the congregation, which is around 15 people are there. And as he finishes his sermon, some people are approaching him to talk about some mundane problems that they have in their life. And at this point, you would be free to approach if you'd like to ask something.
So Robin is thinking like, okay, well, I could just sort of barge through, but I feel like because of the way I'm going with this, maybe I should just wait for them to be done.
All right. After Santos has sort of answered a couple of questions, he's sort of looking around, seeing how many people have congregated, and he sees you, and he looks at the people around him immediately. Says, if you'll excuse me, I would like to have a word with our young hero over there. And they sort of turn to look at you, Robin.
Robin's gonna just be like, "Oh, no, it's okay. You sort of do your thing," and he's like obviously super impatient.
Yeah,
he's
like
trying really hard, so he's gonna bluff it.
the people
like,
the people
"No."
around Santos are just like parting ways, and they are not even thinking about stopping Santos from approaching you.
Oh. Well, dang.
So Santos comes over and says, "Robin, it's good to see you again. How have you been?"
I've been same old. I've had a little bit of a revelation, though. This might take some explaining. So, if you'd like to speak with all of these lovely fellows for now, and then maybe we can talk at length afterwards.
Certainly, we can talk about it. Perhaps after lunch.
Sure.
It won't take too long. I'll see how I can help my followers, and I'll make sure to find you in just about an hour, if that's all right.
And also, if there's anything that I can help with in regards to any of these individuals, just let me know.
How very kind of you. I think the kind of problems people bring to me are more so the spiritual and mental, and the type that adventurers are typically dealing with. But
Well, yeah.
if in your experience you've come upon some nuggets of wisdom, I'm all ears.
I guess just let me know if somebody needs a swift kick to the back of the head.
He gives you a little bit of a smile, and he then very awkwardly tries to leave the conversation to get back to his followers.
Yeah. Like, Robin's trying so hard.
Alright, Celera, you head to the Rusty Dragon, and sure enough, both Bethana and Amiko are working diligently. You spot a young, strapping young man, probably around the age of 16, being tutored by Bethana to help at the tavern.
I'm gonna walk up to the bar and flag Amiko for a drink. And
hey girl, how you doing?
hey girl, hey.
Hey girl, hey.
And I'm just gonna say, I know that you are a little busy, but if you have a second, I have a question for you.
Sure. Drink first.
Yes, please.
I got you.
And I'm just gonna kind of, while she does that, I'm gonna just kind of look around at the rest of the people, like what kind of crowd is out today.
It's the midday service, so people are coming in for lunch. There's about 10 people at the tavern, taking up 7 tables. Most of them locals. 2 of them seem to be adventurers, having a little bit of a stop for the day.
Cool.
So the place
have
is
I
about.
seen these adventurers before?
No, you haven't seen them before.
Hmm.
One of them is sporting a rather large sword on their back, or you assume to be a sword because it sort of is hidden within their cloak, and you see the handle sort of sticking quite far over their head. You can't see their face or their arms. They're sort of mostly covered by this cloak, and their companion, with whom they're having a meal, is a human woman, reddish, almost orange hair, um, uh, sporting this full plate armor, and she's sort of has sort of half taken it off to sit down, and she's having a chat with the other fellow. By the way, the size of the fellow in the cloak is about 3 times that of the woman.
Well.
Yeah.
Whale.
Then I'm gonna turn
Yeah,
back
beefcake.
to Amiko and
By the time, yeah, as you turn around, you see that Amiko has served you on a glass, a tall glass that you haven't seen around before. It sort of looks a little bit wavy, and it's full of what looks like a delicious red drink.
Well, I'm gonna smell it, and then I'm gonna drink it, and then I'm gonna be like, "What is this?"
It smells like something very fruity and sweet, and it tastes like cherries and alcohol. And as soon as you ask, she says, "That's a new drink we're trying. It's we haven't really put a name on it, but it's got cherries and rum, a little bit of ice, and sugar. It's kind of nice, but still trying to figure out the balance on it."
Well, I think it's delicious.
Thank you. So, what did you want to talk about?
So, your lovely robe. I was curious if you knew anybody either in town or maybe outside of town that could enchant them.
Ooh. Haven't had anything enchanted for so long. No, you're not gonna find anyone in Sandpoint that's gonna enchant anything. You're. I know someone in Magnamore that could give you a hand with that. Otherwise, there's a certain little shop in Riddleport. But between you and me, don't go to Riddleport. It's sort of like, and she sort of gestures with her thumbs down.
Okay. Good to know. Okay. It's odd to me that there's not anybody here that would.
The thing is, like, it's really expensive to get things enchanted, right?
That's fair.
Most anything that ends up being enchanted around here is brought from Magnamore.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for the information. Appreciate
Anytime, girl.
it. So who are those adventurers behind there?
Those they arrived earlier today. They're staying for a couple nights. They're on their way to Riddleport.
Do you know why?
I don't usually ask that many questions.
Fair enough.
They paid in
It
advance
isn't-
and they paid in gold. I'm not asking any more questions.
Well, fine.
why don't you ask him questions?
I mean-
Right. Well, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Well, then fine, I'll do it myself.
You know what? If you're gonna go join them, then here you can take these to them. And she puts 2 mugs of ale on the table.
You mean you don't want to give them the fancy stuff?
She sort of looks at you and says, "No, that's for special guests."
Oh, feels. And then I'm gonna take the 2 things of ale and I'm gonna walk over to the adventurers and I'm gonna say, "Here's another round for you."
Thank you. I guess we could use a refill. Is there anything in particular you wanted from us? Sit. And she sort of gestures at the last remaining chair at the table.
And I'm just gonna be like, "Oh, sure." Like, just like pretend like I'm surprised. Like, I didn't want to like, "Oh, you want me to sit down? I guess."
Yep.
Say, like,
This never happens to me.
like what?
Give me a sense motive. She visibly rolls her eyes at you.
Nice.
Give me a perception check as well, as you're now sitting in front of. Oh shit! Okay, so as you're
Fuck yeah.
sitting in front of this massive hulk of an adventurer that remains cloaked indoors, you can see a little bit underneath the cloak, and there's features that are very clearly not human. There's a very pronounced chin that sort of extends a good foot in front of their neck, and they're trying to cover it up with a lot of clothes, sort of layered on top of armor. And as they sort of spot you, you can see their eyes sort of shining, reflecting some of the ambient light back towards you. They sort of lower their head and pull their hood a little bit further down. You can see that their glove, that sort of is heavy with armor on the backside. The tips of their fingers are being poked through by claws as he pulls the hood down.
I am gonna say, so what brings you to Sandpoint?
We're just passing through. It's just a matter of simple business. On our way to find some riches, I guess.
Fair enough. I understand riches. Well, my name is Solera. Nice to meet you. I'm one of the adventurers here in Sandpoint, so if you need any help finding anything, or if you're needing to purchase anything, we have a blacksmith that we use, or anything like that, just let me know.
Certainly, thank you for the offer. And she sort of offers you a hand and says, "The name's Arya."
Nice to meet you.
You shake on it. She sort of looks at her companion, looks back at you, looks at her companion, and this is my companion. He doesn't really speak a lot. You'll have to forgive him.
And I hold out my hand, knowing full well he's not gonna shake it. And I'm like,
give me a sense motive.
okay.
Use perform oratory this time.
Yes, I know. Thanks. I know that when I did that, I was like, why did I do that? I'm an idiot.
Yep.
Oh,
Alright,
nice.
so you see that they sort of raise their hand, forgetting for a second that they don't have to, or they shouldn't shake a hand with you, and then they put it down and they sort of put their hand underneath the table, and go. Sort of growl, not quite growl. It's like a grunt at you.
Cool. Well, I will leave you two to it. It was very nice meeting you. And then I'm gonna go back to Amico.
Sure. Segis, you wanted to set up some stuff for downtown, didn't you?
So Sigus Sigus and Red on the way to the old standpoint. We're really just talking about like Sigus has cracked the code in how to make magic items, and we've been talking a lot about like what kind of things would be handy to really like kind of help for Sigus to help like reinforce the party. And so he's kind of went around kind of making doing the rounds to make sure like he can find some of the items. So wanted to stop at the scroll the stores who were selling scrolls and seeing kind of what their inventory was, and if he like needed to get a specific one, if they could get like those sent over and what that would cost. So really kind of just trying to setting the groundwork for connections now, so that when we kind of get those wheels moving, so that when he needs them, kind of he can go right into that.
Sure. So a little bit of gathering information on the market for magical items.
Yeah.
I mean, your best bet, as you already know, being a local in Sandpoint, is the Feathered Serpent, which is a shop that is half like a proper building, and half of it is an outdoors tent sort of thing, like a bazaar thing. And sure enough, if you visit, you're going to be able to find quite a diverse set of items to procure. And sure enough, they do take custom orders to request from far away markets.
Cause I don't know if you like out of character, like if me and Sandy were kind of building a sheet, and I threw a link in the other thing of like items that I could potentially create. Nothing like too crazy powerful, but just things to like really round us.
You'll have some time. You'll have some time to work with it on that list after we finish tonight's session. So let's go back to Robin. Father Santos finishes up with the followers, and sure enough, he comes outside of the cathedral trying to find you. It's been about 40 minutes, and he sort of approaches you by the door outside of the cathedral and says, I'm finally free to speak at or leisure. If you'd like to grab something to eat while we do so, I'd appreciate it.
Sure. Let's go get some food.
Certainly. I think the white stag is just around the corner. I've been meaning to try their food for a couple months now. I never get the chance to do so.
All right, let's give it a go.
Yep. So he sort of leads you to the white stag, and in the way he sort of is trying to get you to say what is on your mind.
So I mentioned earlier that I sort of had a revelation.
Ah, yes, of course. You did say a revelation. Of what kind? If you could be so kind.
Well, you may be aware of Madame M. She's, up and around that corner over there.
I've heard tales of it. Yes. Of her shop, I mean.
So she sort of spontaneously found Silera and I and said that it would be probably a good idea to come see her. And she gave us card reading. I don't know if you're familiar with those.
The reading of the Harrows.
Yes. Surprisingly very accurate. And while I'm not sure if I am proud or not proud that I did this, but I tried to cheat the deck. And I get that that's probably not the right thing to do. However, let's just say all of the available cards to me were the one card that I picked. And I'm pretty sure that deck is all different cards.
Yes, I've been told that the Madame is comes from a line of very reputable readers, I believe. What you might have experienced was perhaps their best attempt at it. Or I haven't personally experienced it, so I'm not savvy to the inner workings of it.
That's totally fair. I just with that information that was given to me, came to the conclusion that the illness that I have, that's frankly it's slowly killing me. This illness, I have to not fight the illness itself, but I have to fight the source of the illness, which is Lamash 2.
Do you remember what the specific wording of it was? I've been told, both the Harrows and the gods and goddesses, their messages are not always easy to understand. So, auguries tend to have double meanings, and well, they also like to become self-fulfilling in that way.
Of course. The exact wording, maybe a little fuzzy on that. I do know that it was very clear that the words man, I'm drawing a blank. But it was very clear that I had to not fight the illness itself. I had to fight the source of the illness. I might even go as far to say those are the exact words. They are very close, if not the exact words.
Well, there was once a tale of a hero that just one moment as you guys sort of enter the white stag, and he's trying to get you a table by the window. You end up ordering something, and where was I? Oh yes, story about a hero. There was once a prophecy about this particular hero. It said that his end would come by the hands of his brother. This once brave hero, when he heard of this prophecy, took it upon himself to destroy his very own blood and family. Sure enough, the end that was spoken of was not the end of his life, but of his humanity. As his brother had, in years past, been afflicted by a terrible curse. See, it's these kinds of words that tend to confuse you when you hear these readings and auguries and prophecies. They play with your intuition to lead you down the path where you can't really do anything about it but accept the fates the gods have drawn for you.
So, like trickery.
Not exactly, but some gods may resort to trickery. Sometimes it's
Because
trickery, sometimes it's just human nature.
So I sort of drew the conclusion that I would have to champion the cause of Iomade and fight Lamashtu and kill Lamashtu myself. But from what it sounds like, I sort of just need to keep on keeping on and doing my own thing.
Well, I wouldn't say keeping on is exactly.
I'm
what you
pretty
should
sure that's
do.
what you said.
No, I said that you should be wary of the wording of it, and perhaps pay attention to which path a prophecy is trying to lead you. If I may be so bold as to suggest what we should do. And he stops for a second to see if you're going to stop him.
No. That's what I'm here for.
Okay. Well, I would suggest you do indeed dedicate yourself to a righteous cause. It is, regardless of whether it will impact your future, your prophecy or not. I'm certain it will have a positive effect on your future. And in regards to this affliction, I would suggest you follow suit with joining the cause. It is earning the favors of the gods is a good way to prolong this short life that we are given.
Okay, so you are telling me that I should champion the cause of Iomade and fight Lamashtu.
Well, I would suggest you champion any of the gods in our pantheon. Sarenrae, I'm certain she would find her endless mercy to be welcoming to you. Desna will welcome you into her home and offer you peace and tranquility until your days are over. I would highly suggest against following Cadius Caelian, as I don't believe he would be any help in this, but it would certainly fill the remainder of your days with lots of joy and merriment.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try and look out for some signs. I'm kind of leaning Iomade Sarenrae right now. Let's see, I flipped a coin because I was gonna go back and sleep. But I thought, hey, maybe I should just get a head start on this. So I flipped the coin, and it came up a flaming sword. So I was kind of thinking, that might be the case. So I'll keep an eye out for signs. Hey, maybe I can head back and hang around the church a little bit and see if anything pops up.
Certainly, you're always welcome to stay at the church to find answers to your problems at any point.
Great.
It is the reason why we have maintained the edifice as we have.
That's great. Thank you.
Helping others is our sacred duty.
Also, lunch is definitely on me, and Robin's gonna pay.
Sure. Just as you say, lunch is on me. The waiter brings in the dishes that you had ordered. And on that note, I think we're gonna end tonight's session. And I hope that everyone enjoyed the session. We're gonna have a little bit of downtime. You're gonna have 2 days to do with as you please once more. As you're gonna be around town, free to work, free to build, free to mingle, and if there's anything you'd like to add before we finish the stream, speak now and forever hold your peace.
Well, I think we're good there, bud.
Alright?
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
Alright.
Yeah, literally. Amen.
Amen. Alright, in that case, thank you everyone that came and watched the stream, and anyone that is watching on YouTube. Thank you for taking your time and enjoying our merriment of D&D nights. So, bye stream!
Bye.
Bye. Peace out.
Bye.